Welcome in. I am so happy you're here. Now, I have quite a few people, it looks like, are going to be that signed up for tonight. So some of you may be getting this recording, and I wanted to say hello so you know this is not a recording right now. We're live, and I'm going to be talking about some awesome stuff because we are in a space of transition in the season. And the best thing to do is get your mindset refreshed, get your body refreshed, the food that you're going to be eating, and understand just the concepts of how to pull yourself out of the sluggishness, the day-to-day stuff that just is all consuming. So I have a list here that I want to talk about. Recommendations on what to eat, on how energy is linked with your liver and your kidneys. So we're going to really focus in on motivation and how to get it unclogged so that you can still know there's basic stuff you can do and you don't have to do the yo-yo dieting. That when you really can start connecting with this, that's when the flow and the energy happens. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Also, why supporting your liver eases lack of energy symptoms. So when our liver is off, the organ that takes care of everything, takes care of the flow of the hormones, takes care of the process for the digestion. It does so much. It translates stuff for our thyroid. So if you're having thyroid stuff tonight, we're going to talk about this stuff. We're going to talk about energy. Also, we're going to talk about what a lot of people are dealing with, stress. How stress and adrenal fatigue exasperates your energy. Once the adrenal glands are tired, they're tired. And they really do not want to work anymore. And trying to add sugar and trying to add caffeine just exasperates it more. So let's talk about that. Let's get you real comfortable in the space of stuff that you just got to get to know so then you can make some right choices for you. And I'm actually going to share how you can really start using food as your medicine, which is really interesting. So if you have a piece of paper and pen, bring it on. Keep it with you. Make sure that you're taking notes. This is going to be in recording. It's going to be available for you. I think I kept it available for 24 hours, maybe 48 hours. So another thing is, we're going to talk about specific changes to your diet and your overall lifestyle. So you have those ahas. You go, oh, yeah. Oh, yes, that's why I'm feeling so dragged down. Or maybe maybe this is just going to be a reminder for you. So welcome in. Also, knowledge on how to end uncomfortable symptoms. And I've been talking quite a bit about this. Along with fatigue can come hair loss, weight problems, and brain fog. And what happens in this area is that your body starts having symptoms of thyroid stuff. Last night I had a discussion with somebody. Kirsten was my daughter. She was doing dance class, and I was sitting outside the dance class, and there were quite a few women. Actually, there were 3 women that were talking about everything we're talking about right now. It was very interesting because when you have all those symptoms, you want to feel like you have an answer for something. I want to be diagnosed with something so then I know what medicine I should be doing. So I was like, hold the brakes. Let's talk about maybe something else, like a wellness plan where you can really step into something that helps you build something that's sustainable, helps you not wait for somebody to tell you what to do, but something that gives you insight, gives you some really logical stuff that's really supported through, we're going to call it epigenetics, telomere stuff, which is all science stuff related with just the brain, allowing this space of saying, yeah, I got this. I can handle this. I can take care of this stuff that somebody doesn't have to tell me what to do, but I'm going to guide you like I would for anybody that's a client of mine, and like the most massive quick changes that you can do so that you can connect. My client Donna, she talks about how she always heard that phrase, food is your medicine. Well, tonight we're really going to talk about if you are clogged in this area, you want to be eating foods like this. If you're clogged in that area, you want to be eating certain foods like that, this and that kind of thing. And you're going to notice that each organ needs something a little different. So we have tons of organs in our system. So we're going to focus on 2. As I'm going through this, we only have so much time. So I'm going to blast you with some great information, but I want you to be raising your hand if there's anything that confuses you, anything that you're like, I got this. So welcome in. I'm going to share my slides with you. You ask and ask away. I love it when there's interaction. Sometimes with health stuff, it becomes very quiet because we get concerned about speaking about it. So I've been doing this for over 17 years. I'm going to tell you that the more that you say it out loud and the more that you step into it, the more that you're going to feel that you've said it out loud. You've heard yourself. And that's when the transformation and the changes happen. So welcome in. My name is Rhonda Liebig. You are in the right place if you're looking for 3 proven steps to boost your spring energy. I don't think I pronounced that R very good. I think I might have been doing this lately because when I was younger, I used to have a really hard time with R's. And it comes to me sometimes, and I think I forgot. I think I said proven instead of proven. So 3 proven steps to boost your spring energy. You're in the right place. You're going to see that I've been quite busy. I've been on Good Day Sacramento, Fox News, the list goes on. This is so important to understand. There is so much noise out there and so much information that what I've built for you today is stuff that's being acknowledged by others. Stuff that when I speak and I go on the news and I talk about certain things, they only give you 2 to 3 minutes. So we're going to do quick, snap little decisions in our personal life and how we can make shifts. So in this whole Energy 60, I call it, which is our webinar for 60 minutes, we're going to talk about getting into action and what that really means. And the more that you can connect with how you've stopped yourself from getting into action, because we're so hard on ourselves, we sometimes think that we have to be in a space where we are maybe Googling stuff and getting our own answers these days. So I'm going to give you the answers, but I'm going to give it to you in a space of as like a teacher and somebody who has put this together, seen great results happen. To tell you a story about myself, because it's massive cool. I just got some great health results I want to talk to you about. And I want to talk to you about my client, Donna. And if you haven't heard about her yet, it's going to be some fabulous stuff. So welcome, welcome, welcome in. Let's get right into it. All right, so this is for you. I don't know why I said class, because I don't know. Maybe I was in that teacher mode. But do you ever feel like you have to decide what activity you are going to do because of not having enough stamina? Do you ever get angry? And I'm shaking like hit the table at yourself because you cannot muster up the energy to participate with, and guess what's clipped there? Family. But that could be with friends, with your partner, so many things where you just feel tired and you feel like, I'm just so exhausted. I just don't feel like doing anything. So do you ever feel anxious that you cannot get things done? You know that task list that we keep going and trying to finish, and it just for some reason we can't find the motivation? That's what we're talking about. Do you feel frustrated that you're living in a compromised life? Compromised. That you're feeling like everything is just not the way you want it. And that's when things can happen with your energy that affect you. So you are in the right place. You are here because you're dealing with weight gain, chronic fatigue, bone and joint pain, dry skin, depression and anxiety, hormone imbalances, heart palpitations, menstrual irregularities. Of course, if you're a gentleman here tonight, you won't be dealing with that. But this is the area. This is the area. This is the sweet spot. We have been combating, battling, figuring out, hitting the wall to how to break out of this. So tonight, I really am going to give you basic strategic steps, help you along the way to really get you rocking. I am an energy revitalized coach, energy mentor, really making sure that you really connect with how that affects your day, your life, your choices, your willpower to be able to get into that mindset. I'm an author, The Fit Solution. It's brought into space of me being able to put some words on a piece of paper and get it out there to people. And that made a big change for me in my leadership. So you're going to feel a lot of energy today and a lot of proven stuff through being in front of people and really watching expressions on people's faces. Expressions that really are very meaningful when you really have that space of, yes, I get what you're saying. We're going to be talking about this stuff tonight. It's going to be action oriented. I'm a speaker. I'm a podcaster. I am out there the best that I know how to at this point to really challenge people to live in the space of really stepping into their day as a leader. Getting up in the morning, feeling like you can give yourself 5 minutes in the morning to really do something special for yourself, to get in deeper as time goes on, so then you learn better stuff about self-care, better stuff. I think I have an unfair advantage. So I'm speaking from, I want to say like the age of 4, maybe I was 7. It just seems so unreasonable to say 4 years old, but I've been thinking about this stuff. And so that's why I think that I'm at the right place to share this with all this stuff with you, is I've been thinking about it all my life. It's something that I feel like I'm just like an unusual person with all those other unusual people that really are in this industry that are like, it's just time to make this massive shift. This is a picture of my dad, and I should put a picture of my grandma because I want to talk about my grandma. But my dad, I want to tell you, I lost my dad in his mid-50s. When I was talking to my grandma when I was a very young child, I was questioning things about chronic disease that was happening in our life at this point. And I said, Grandma, I'm so upset. I could feel it actually in my chest when I say this, because I really, truly love my grandma so much. And I went and I talked to her a lot. And I said, there's people in our family that have cancer, diabetes. My grandma had hypertension. And what does that mean? Like, I'm so scared because, when we're young, we're so afraid of dying. Well, I couldn't let this go. This was something that was like, I want to be this person that experiments with this stuff. And I'll tell you, my life went a little awry, so I'll talk about that in a moment. And I said this to my grandma, and this is before real science was supporting it and all this stuff that we know now. And she said, no, dear, this is something you're probably going to pass away from. This is the stuff that runs in our family. So I said to her, okay, deep inside, there was this little seed that started growing. And I said to myself, go over there to the kitchen, get the biggest plate that you can get, and go put peas on your plate. Now, did I like peas at that time? No. So there's going to be another story about this, and the moral of the story also. There's going to be some layers here. So I put peas on my plate. It's filled. We're talking like massively filled. Start clogging my nose, putting my fingers on it so I can hold my nose, and then I start feeding myself the peas. And I go, oh man, I'm feeling so good. Oh, this feels so good. But in the back of my head, I can feel my body just squeezing and pinching and thinking, oh my gosh, I can't stand the taste of this. But it's good for me. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So the moral of that story is, from right now where I'm sitting right now, is that I want you to feel, yeah, I want some changes. Yes, I want massive things to happen for me. But to stop the yo-yo dieting, yo-yo mindset, the ups and downs of our emotions, the most boost that you can give yourself is accept little strategic changes make a massive difference, massive in your life. So that's what we're going on. We want to have basic strategies. So from a child being at this young age, knowing I'm going to make this massive change, look what happened to me. The swelling under my chin. And if you've ever seen me in my energy Facebook Live stuff, you're going to know that this look on my face is not okay. This is one of the worst pains I've felt in a day. I woke up. My liver is what wakes us up. My liver was not there for me to help the enzymes and really wake my body up. I didn't want to get up. My left arm had shooting pains, but not just that, it was stuck. Like I felt like it was swelling really, really bad. And I was not feeling good. And look at that, my mindset was terrible. Well, this is me with hypothyroidism. So for some reason, I didn't get the chronic disease that I was talking with my grandma about, but I ended up being hypothyroid, 20 years being on medicine. And in 2016, I finally stepped into something that was a massive journey that was kind of scary for me. And what I had to acknowledge is that my thyroid, that was not the issue. The medicine did not stop my symptoms because I had other things going on. My thyroid was just tired because it was trying to take care of everything, because that's what the thyroid does. So if you're here and you're dealing with thyroid stuff or thyroid symptoms, we're specifically talking about energy tonight. But when your thyroid is off, it drops you to the ground. And this is what it looks like. My biggest issue that I'm aware of at this point is that I know a lot of loving people. I truly actually was not one of those people. I could be loving. People liked hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun, but I was pretty toxic. And this is my issue, is that I didn't even know that this was happening to me. I had no idea that I was a toxic person because I didn't journal. I didn't really talk to myself and understanding what I was saying. But when I was hanging out with people, I'd start hearing myself say these words that were so negative. And I start questioning myself, like, am I a really negative person? Am I really a complainer? Because I started hearing myself doing these things. So through my journey this last year, I really focused in on making sure that I started listening. Now, the tool that I use when you're doing stuff with me is I use the top 10 sabotages. And within that, you really get to focus in on the words and phrases. And that's part of the phase 1 space that I was in, starting to really listen. So lining up the food that I'm going to talk to you about today, using your food as your medicine, and mindset, making sure that you are giving yourself the space that you're hearing and going, aha, I got this. That I'm not scared, that I can step into this. And even if you're scared, you still step into it. And I'll give you a quote tonight because it's one of my favorite quotes. But can you see the difference? 6 months. The feeling of, oh my gosh, the worst pain. I need to start transitioning off my medicine and really start to take care of my digestion, because that was my area. My total fatigue that happened quite a bit, laid me flat in the bed. Didn't really want to do much on a Saturday and Sunday. 2, on the right side, look at the energy in my body, the energy in my eyes. Now, when I have days where I decided not to step into my self-care, and I can slowly creep back into this, because our body really, truly needs to be nurtured. And so look at the 2 pictures. Think of yourself in the space and where you are. Just connect with that. So my question is, if you do what you always did, you will actually get what you always got. So we need to really, wherever you're sitting, sit in another chair or something, or shake it off, or just like get in a new mindset. Just make sure that you're giving yourself the space that says, I got this. So let's add in some new stuff here. So you'll discover how to double your energy. Use easy to follow steps. Know exactly where your energy is clogged and implement easy solutions to quick start energy. The biggest win is that when you start using your medicine and your food as medicine, that's what I meant to say, that you'll start seeing food a little differently. Now, this is stuff that just takes practice. It's not going to happen within 60 minutes, but give me space and keep your walls open to give yourself that momentum and the visualization of what would your lifestyle look like if you had more energy. And I say double your energy, but I think it's even more than that. When the mindset gets in alignment, when your body is actually eating the right foods for that space, that's more than doubling your energy. It exponentially happens. Feeling good about ourselves, oh my gosh, that's just so awesome. So today I'm going to share with you how to plan out your unique healthy blueprint, because I'm going to share with you my special ROAR method. And it jumps you right into my third step out of my total 7 steps of a process. But that's going to give you information so you go, aha, I need to have this information so I understand the foods that I need to be eating. So it's just to help you connect. And that's as far as we're going to go. We're going to connect and we're going to talk about foods in the space that you are stuck in. But we're going to teach you specific things about how your mindset can stop you, how the food that even if you're eating healthy food, it may not be good for you. So a question is, if you feel like you get depressed easy and you have a slow metabolism, do you think that you should be eating raw kale? Now, most people would say yes, because that is supposed to be like one of the biggest superfoods. Well, what I just said, though, is slow metabolism. It takes a long time to break down a very intense, dense vegetable, and especially raw. So there are times when you do not want to have raw foods. And so it just kind of is an eye-opener. It's like, oh my gosh, I get it. I get it. Well, if you don't get it yet, that is just kind of a little seed to help you. Also, let's make sure that we have the space for some self-care. So if you're already in your calendar saying, I don't have time for anything, or your mindset is coming into that space of putting up a wall, let's talk about this. Let's give you some space to really breathe. And maybe there's some things that you can shift in your schedule. Maybe it's just a mindset. Also, we're going to specifically find out, I'm going to give you the information on this one, where you're energetically stuck. We have ways of our body to detox itself. If you are stuck in those areas, you are not going to open up the space of energy. So today, I'm going to introduce you to my third step, but it's going to give you fabulous information. It's called the ROAR method, which is rebalance your organs and revitalize. We're going to take the assessment, so make sure you have a piece of paper and pen. You're going to get your results, and here you are going to learn my step 1 and step 2 that we're going to back into it so that you learn how to focus in on the intensity of, yes, I really want to get this done. I'm going to start implementing these certain foods because now I know. Also, you're going to really focus in on any time you feel like you just don't have the energy to want to listen anymore because the walls are going up. So anytime you feel like, oh my gosh, I just don't even want to go another step, let your body be free and just kind of shake it off. Shake it off, and let's get to it. This is called the ROAR method. Now I'm going to get in, and you're going to be able to see it even better than this. But we're going to have the space of looking at 9 questions that are focused on the meridian points for your kidney. Meridian points is the holistic flow of your organ. Your liver assessment, there's 9 questions there. We're going to focus in on the meridian points, the natural flow of how the liver flows through. And this is why we don't have the flow nicely, where we're going to have specific aches and pains. And I'm going to talk to you about why the emotions are specific in which area you're clogged in. So let's get to it. What you're going to do is you're going to check mark off what is holding you back, symptoms that are affecting you through the day, mindset that is just not helping you step into motivation. And as you're going through this, if you're hearing it in a recording, you have a way to actually on the right side to ask me questions. Tonight, you also have a way to ask questions, and it's on the right side. Now with this, when your water system is off, that means open spaces can get clogged even more. It means the flow doesn't happen very well. So you're going to find stuff in there about being able to hear, about your sinuses being more of a flow, about even think about this. If you are clearing your throat quite a bit, that has a lot to do with your water system being off. And that's part of the process of balancing and opening up your kidneys and also your bladder. So this is really important. if you go pee quite a bit, if you have kidney stones, you for sure are going to say to yourself, okay, I need nurturing foods and processes for my kidney area. When your water system is off, this is so easy for your brain to get into the fear, feeling like you have loss of will, because this is really going to affect your adrenal glands, because the adrenal glands sit right on top of the kidneys. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have liver issues, because we're going to talk about liver in just a moment. And your liver, again, if that is off, which we're going to talk about in a moment, your adrenal glands can be affected again, because that is part of the hormone, the endocrine system. So make sure that you list all the stuff, do a little check mark, or add up how many symptoms you have and write it down. Now we're going to go into the liver assessment. In here, this is where your liver and your gallbladder, it works together. It works together. Your gallbladder works in partnership with the liver. So raise your hand if you do not have your gallbladder. I have so many clients right now, they come to me after they've already lost their gallbladder. And there's so many signs you can find of, you know, that your gallbladder is having issues. And sometimes we don't really understand to look for those symptoms. And the same thing with being tired. We just think, oh, it's part of the process. Oh, everybody's tired. And so you have to be real careful with being casual about feeling tired. When your body's tired, it really goes into the space that all the organs are working slow and things are just not feeling good. This is where your bile that breaks down the fat in our system, this is where your brain becomes like easily angered, because the bile, that's how it interacts chemically with your body. So you're going to notice in here that you feel frustrated easily, you feel angered. Now, even if you had this all your life, maybe there's certain foods that have affected you and you never knew it. Or maybe it's your type of personality, because, you know, it all has to do with your surroundings and your growing up. But when you have to think about those times when it's heightened more than others, is that happening for you right now? Are you feeling angered and frustrated so much more easily? Feeling nervous is another one, in the hyper, the energy. That's part of the liver energy, especially when it's off. So do your check marks, see how many you have here, and then we're going to put this together. You're going to add up your check marks of kidneys. How many do you have out of the 9? And we're going to add up the check marks of the liver. And from here, you're going to figure out, this is where we're going to step into it. This is where we're going to step into why these things happen, the type of lifestyle that can happen. This is a great time for interaction also. Give myself a drink of water because this is such good stuff. Okay, so now that you kind of already have my step 3, I'm going to back up a little bit here. The answer is important because I guess we like to have, you know, a diagnosis like what's going on. So this becomes very powerful. Now, this is one of my most powerful tools that I use to help people to know where they're clogged so that they can start using foods to nourish the area. I had a client, her name was Anna. And actually, Anna is stepping into the detox starting next week, which is awesome. She comes from a family that has kidney stones, and she's one of the children that her dad has kidney stones, and she has kidney stones. And the family said, ha, 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 Anna, you have kidney stones, and we don't, because I think she might be the only child that got the kidney stones. And when she first came and started working with me, extremely bloated, because this is where your flow does not work very well. And so everything becomes bloated. Your face, your under your arms, your legs, everything. And she said to me, because she wasn't very holistic, she didn't understand that any of the stuff was readily available for her. And so she started telling me, this is what runs in my family. I get up 10 times a night because I can't sleep. My body, and I go pee just a little bit. My body doesn't feel good. I feel restless. And she was having just all this bloaty stuff happening where you just don't feel good. So we did the assessment. We found out she was stuck in the kidneys, of course, because she had tons of kidney stones. Within a month, with her knowing her results on the ROAR assessment and stepping in to being able to eat those foods and nurture and clear her body, She was sleeping throughout the night. So this is when these stories are really important. And I know that it sounds like it's just massive and unusual because we don't see a lot of people have these kind of transformations. But when you're using logical, strategic steps, and you're not going and doing the yo-yo up and down dieting, that you have to really believe and trust that first step that you take off, that if somebody who has a lot of experience and has great testimonials, you just go for it. And you are going to be so happy with it. You really will. So with all of that, I'm just going to sit here for a moment and allow you to just kind of absorb this for a moment. Your plan can be where you can have this setup where your plate looks like this. And I usually start with the dinner plate. And about half your plate is great fiber with one piece of fruit, because usually we're craving sugar. And then you have a couple different vegetables, different colors too. And then you have some type of protein and some type of grain. And that's if you're eating grain every night. If you're not, then maybe just take it off the plate and just add another vegetable. But this is what I want you to think about. Every day when we're eating, very seldom do we even really know what fiber is. And I'm going to talk about fiber because that's what really opens up our body. Very seldom do we know how much fiber we're having. How much, 15 grams to 20 grams of fiber, what does that really mean? So in something like this, as you're starting off and getting to be aware, there can be massive changes even when you're low on your fiber, because this plan right here that we're putting together right now is going to step you into 15 to 20 grams of fiber a day. When you really step in deep into your plan where you're just have like the flow, everything is dialed in, you're at total of 40 grams of fiber. Why is that important? This is when you have to really realize that each step you do will massively make an impact on the way you feel about yourself. So if you yo-yo diet and you do something so extreme, it's going to make a difference. Then stepping in strategically and making it simple so that your body gets used to it. I had somebody who was in the detox that was eating tons of fiber because that's what they were doing through the detox, and they totally got clogged up because they just weren't totally aware of the steps that they needed to do to really step in and slowly get into their process of increasing their fiber so they don't hurt their body. So that's what it is. It's not going in extreme, but really taking your time and getting that space to really start listening to yourself. So you see how this plate is set up? This is a great one-step kind of understanding what your dinner plate should look like. So let's talk about Donna here. And I want to get in also and talk about the types of foods you should be eating in lifestyle. So we'll get into that. Let's take a moment here and just kind of shake off some of the good information we just got. But I was with Donna a couple days ago, and we did a live Facebook, and we did that because Donna has had some massive changes, and she said, whatever we've done, Rhonda, at this stage, I want to do so many videos with you. I really want to make sure that that whatever is happening for me, that I make people feel better. Because she really, 9 months ago, she didn't really have any energy. She only had about 10 minutes of activity that she could do. And then after that, her adrenal gland was just way off. Her whole body, her digestion, everything was having problems. And she didn't understand why she couldn't drive anymore, why she was not working anymore, why she couldn't think straight. And so she came to me and said, my doctor can't diagnose me with anything. Like, I have gone to every doctor. I can't figure it out. I feel like I have no energy, and I don't know what to do. And it was one of the scariest clients I've taken. No answers, and she doesn't know what to do. Well, most of us don't. That wasn't the scary part for me. It was the extreme case and situation that Donna was in. She had about 1.5 years of living like this, and it was getting worse and worse. And so we went in and we did the ROAR assessment, just what you learned. And we started connecting with a lot of mindset. So throughout this, we've been talking about mindset and making sure that you're stepping into something that's so much different than anything you've ever done for yourself. And we talked about using foods to nurture her kidneys. Because her kidneys, she had high anxiety, and her kidneys were struggling a bit. And we found that out through the assessment and figuring things out. So we stepped into it. 6 months into her plan, this is what happened. You see her hands above her head going, oh my gosh, I'm just so tall. I feel like I'm running through the store with my arms up. When I saw her for the first time, she was not doing any of that. Her husband, since she was local here, her husband drove her in to actually get her over here because she couldn't even drive. So now she's driving. Now she's back at work. Now she's doing all this stuff, working out, and her arms are above her head. And she's like, ta-da! I see myself running through the door and just saying ta-da. And that's why I'm laughing so hard, because she's in the moment and realizing how special this is. This can happen sooner for you. If you are in the state where Donna is, where you just feel like you're laying flat on the ground and there's just not much you can do, we're going to connect with some things that she was doing that was even making it worse for herself. And it's because we're trying to use Google as a research thing without really understanding how to apply that to what is happening for ourselves. So she even talked about this the other day, that she felt like she was dying, literally dying. Waking up in the middle of the night being scared, wondering if her heart was going to keep going, didn't have any energy, didn't even want to get up because she was so exhausted. Her monkey mind was crazy. She always talks about her monkey mind, that craziness that got her in that space of just feeling like she was all consumed. Nothing good could happen for her. And that's what we're talking about. Really stepping into this and making sure that we're stepping into it. Also, she is using strategies in dealing with her fear. So allowing herself to really feel the fear and to do it anyway. And she did that. She made sure that she really stepped into making big changes for herself, because I laid out the plan and it was up to her to really bring the energy on, bring it on. So she learned how to use food as her medicine, and she still thinks that's a miracle because she just never connected with that. She says, before I worked with Rhonda, I was crawling, and now I am running. I don't feel stuck anymore. I used to feel like I was in this tiny room with lead walls. Now, I know the reason why I had no energy. Rhonda has taught me how to use my tools for each situation. There's strategies, there's reasons why we do certain things. And so you learn the ROAR method. So my question to you is, are you really ready to break through the fear? And are you really ready to do it anyway? This is a wonderful quote. Feel the fear and do it anyway, by Susan Jeffers. Yes. So let's talk about what should be on your master grocery list. We're going to stay here for a moment. I don't think my next slide is for us. No. Okay, so we're not there yet. When Donna was stuck, Donna was doing something very interesting. So this might help translate and explain some things. That Donna was feeling like there was a certain weight. So she had the scale involved here. There was a certain weight that she had to be, that she lost all this weight, so which is opposite of most people. But she lost all this weight, and she just didn't even know what to do except try and gain her weight back that she was at when she felt the best. So her number was 135. You see how tiny she is and how she's probably there 117, 115. And so she was eating meat in the morning, meat at lunchtime, meat at dinner, because meat is what's going to give her all that extra weight that she needs to gain. And that was her mindset. Well, John, her husband, was with her, and he was part of this assessment, and he said, I started saying, take that scale out. So you ever been in that situation where you feel like the scale is just like your enemy, but it still is like this meaningful thing to you? So I literally moved the scale and I said, take the scale out. Let's start talking about what you're feeling now with eating all the meat. It was affecting her hormones. It was affecting the way that she felt every day, because her metabolism was not breaking it down the way it should. And then that means that her process through her digestive tract was way slow. Things were not being absorbed the way they should be. And so that was overworking her liver. So she was stuck in all different places, her kidneys and her liver, and she started connecting with eating healthier. So we did this plate plan phasing. And I started feeling that man, it's time. After a few months with her, I said, man, it's time for you to actually get in there and really take the meat out just for a week. And Donna was like, no, I don't think so. And I said, yeah, you need some really good lightness in your body, because she started going back into her fatigue. So 3 months, she was getting better and better and better. And she decided to step into the detox. Now, the detox is all about cleansing the system, getting lighter, balancing the hormones, really increasing energy. So she did. She went on the detox for just a week, just like a really extreme, actually, where she took the meat out and she was just straight vegetables. And she did that because she was connected, because the pain just felt too much. So how do you feel today? How do you feel in the space of like what's important to you right now? Donna has an extreme case, but you may too. We have our own fears, and there's things that stop us, and just connect with that. What's the changes that you want to make? Is it your time right now? And I say, yes. You're going to see a slide in here for a moment where a lady's like shaking her head. Yes, it is my time. So what happened is that it totally cleared her, and she brought back some more meat, but she never ever went back to eating tons of meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner like she was doing, because she really connected with that. So when you're stuck and your body feels really heavy, it's better to take a space to really cleanse the system. If you found yourself really stuck in the kidney area, you want to start really truly thinking about foods that have vitamin C to them, so we're more in the fruit area. Take some notes, make sure you get this, and that the color is important, because that means it's high vitamin C, and that you are going to go towards herbs that really help the digestion, because things are just slow and trying to make that. And so what you want to start doing is start looking at herbs. Start looking at different herbs that really help for circulation, which maybe be like mint in your water, which is fabulous. And then if your assessment brought you into the liver area, think about that your liver and your gallbladder, they really need more extra support, like what I was talking about. So maybe you need to alleviate some of that meat. Make sure it's a little bit cleaner. And this is when you have more energy, because you're hyper, and not meaning that in the afternoon you don't have your slump, because I mean the energy, sometimes we just don't have the energy. But this is where you're fast talking and you're feeling, more stressed easily, because you're feeling like you want to fight. You're just like a fight or flight kind of a feeling, and get angered easily. Well, to open up that liver, you really do need to start looking at the medicine. The food is your medicine, as the strong leafy greens like kale, making shakes. It's perfect because it's starting to get warm if you're over in the northern atmosphere here. So you start really logically looking at this, and that is where you start learning about how to get your mega energy out of your menu. So this is the stage where I say, oh my gosh, all this good information, all the notes that you've taken, which I hope you have, are you ready to unleash tremendous power of healing that lies dormant within you? Think about your body as a full energetic system. Tonight you found out what the 2 detox organs do, where you may be stuck, and we kept it simple and basic, because that's what you need right now. We don't need a whole big massive blowout plan that's going to go on for a year and a year and over and over and over again. We want something that's strategic and supported. So are you ready to restore balance in all levels of the body, mind, and spirit? Think about this, when you are feeling that you have really pushed yourself to the limit, doesn't your spirit get broken? Doesn't your mind get into that monkey mind where it's just not feeling right? And I say, yes, I'm ready. Yes. And this girl has short hair. And I used to have this in my senior year. I was into punk rock and I had some really interesting haircut, but this makes me think of when I was younger and I had really short hair and I was even trying to do some modeling, by the way. But anyway, that's way off the subject. So I want to hear you vibrate that. Yes, I am so ready. And this is the truth. I'm going to give you 4 questions to keep you connected. What is it that keeps you up at night regarding your health? What is the biggest struggle that you deal with on your day-to-day life? If you were able to learn how to do one thing for your health, please tell me, what would it be? And what would you do to get these results and have a breakthrough that would make you happy? So we were talking about feel the fear and do it anyway. If you did everything the same, do you really expect different results? All of this comes together in a nice little package of like, yes, I'm ready for a change. And these are the 4 questions to get you connected. And this last one, I'm ready for a breakthrough. And I always feel that. And this is what I talked about at the beginning, because our fear of failure can move everything out of the way of all the stuff we built throughout this Energy 60. So I want you to know that we make it too complicated. And we need to really learn from our past mistakes and why it hasn't really worked. So you see how I just kind of laid a basic foundation for you and didn't make it complicated and confusing, really built in the simple and structured. So this is it. Remember at the beginning I said there's a space here where I'm going to show you where you can really step in to that next step. So now you have the beginning of your phase 1. And I'm going to teach you and guide you in how you can really fully step in your phase 1. And looking at these phases, these are the people who have gotten results based on what they have done in the strategies. So you've learned today about the ROAR method, how to shop efficient and effectively. We talked about if you're stuck in the kidneys, if you're stuck in the liver, the types of food you're looking for, and how to start using your food as your medicine, and how to keep the motivation going. So I'm going to introduce to you the detox to revitalized energy, reset your mind and body, your body and your mind. So I'm going to open up another tab coming up real soon here. And I want you to think about this. The more that you step into understanding that there are beautiful, wonderful changes that can happen for you, that this is where the big ahas come. And this is where you go in and you go, I just can't do it. So you need the mindset coaching. So we need to learn how to double your energy with eating through the energy revitalized pillars. Really need to learn how to break through the sabotage method. That mind, we want to learn how to extract out the words and phrases that just hold us back. And I want you to see that there's a way to open up the flow within your body. So there's all 3 areas, the movement, the feeling, the vibe that you get from the mindset, to the food and how it opens up the flow. In the first one, this is why diets do not work. It's the yo-yo space that really pinches our body and makes us feel, like self-limiting beliefs. This is how we fail. Like the have tos and I can't and all the negativity that happens within this space. So you learn within the detox to revitalized energy how to really put this into action. The second area is the breakthrough sabotage method. I'm going to shine a light on the common words and phrases that sabotage you when making decisions when you're creating your life, your lifestyle. There may be some things you don't even realize about yourself, and I bet you there are, that really once you start clearing it out, it becomes massively where you become very aware. Also, your third pillar, this specialized area is where you learn how to have a specific approach, and that there is a way to have endless energy. But you have to use the tools. You have to learn how to use the strategies with that. So today I gave you that space of guiding, but where the space comes from to really up-leveling, to push you in there and let the flow happen is really the mindset, the daily mindset. So you're going to have 2 minutes every day of mindset coaching. It just goes, yeah, I'm ready to start my day. I'm ready to go. So early in the morning, you get this in your inbox, you click. This is set up for the busiest person ever that can just step in a couple minutes here and there, because phase one, this is when our monkey mind says, we don't have time for this. I just don't have time. Well, this is the space where you start realizing that, yeah, I got 2 minutes here and there. I got 5 minutes. Today, we already start practicing. You can visualize how to use the revitalized plate plan phasing. This is where you start learning how to double your energy and how you get control over stuff. So as a busy person, very seldom do you really document stuff. Now, if you want to in this plan, document, because you're going to have even some bigger ahas. But this is a 30-day program that really gets you in there and helps your body get ready for spring and summer, any season you're in right now, to get you set and ready. So I want you to start thinking about this. How are you going to use your plate so that you can really understand the fiber you're having, instead of calculating and figuring it out and basically implementing that I have to have 40 grams of fiber? I'll show you what that looks like. And that's going to be within the 3rd week of the program, where you're really going to step in deep. Now, this is a nice logical plan because you start really understanding how much your mindset stops you from everything. Feeling good for the day, taking away your energy, maybe even not making decisions right. And this is where we get into epigenetics. So a lot of science stuff talking about how much energy it takes when your brain is split. When you do something wrong, whatever that is, there's something in the back going, oh, you did that wrong. And every word that you use for yourself that's in that sabotage space will start coming at you. The other side is, well, I want to do this, I don't know how, and the confusion starts happening, and then you're not really stepping into it, but your brain is saying on the other side, you should be stepping into this. Well, when your brain is going back and forth, you've really separated your body. And so when you start talking about meditation, talking about bringing the body together, talking about your whole body being a fluid flowed system of energy, flowing energy, there is no separation of your body. There is no separation of your mind. But to get you there, you really have to learn the steps to really step into it. So you're going to learn also physically how you can move in the morning to up level yourself. So you have quick little stretches here and there, and that comes through with the process. You're also out of these 4 areas, the brown area. Look how it talks about you're going to connect with your food directly. And this is important, because this is when you start learning how to use your food as your medicine. That's what you're going to be learning. You're going to be learning how to find energy in your kitchen. So on the 2nd week, we're going to talk about herbs and things you can just toss in water, things you can let sit there in some teas, things that will specifically nurture your kidneys, things that will specifically nurture your liver, and it just keeps going. So then you've already learned about the ROAR method. So we've already gone into step 3. So you're ready to go. But you're going to learn how to use the revitalized P3 plate plan phasing. Within the 3rd week, you'll be at the highest level of the plate plan, but we're not going to get you there until we slowly allow your body to start detoxing as it goes through the process. So you can start feeling energetic. Each week is going to take a layer, step deeper in. This is going to be gentle. It's going to build your stamina away from that afternoon tiredness that just is that slump that we just can't get very far. Then the 4th week is about re-implementation, that you have this discovery time. You start really learning about yourself even more. And these are the 4th, like the whole month of 30 days of really stepping into it. So I'm going to also talk about the contest, because we have fun contest stuff. So I'm going to be displaying the offer on your right. I'm going to say ready to go. And the button. You know what? I want to put where I want you to go, because this is fabulous stuff. And I hope that you are feeling that connection too, that this is where you're going to be really getting your great stuff. So let me make sure I get a link in there for you. It's going to open up to allow you to, it's also on my slides there. So as you're going through this, you can even see where it's on the slides, and that will help you too. So let me give you the location. This is going to display the offer for you, and we're gonna go for it. So this is going to open up another window for you. So make sure that you are really stepping in and looking at this. But as I'm talking, go over there and just check it out. See what if it's for you. So go to rhondaliebig.com/detox reset. Perfect. Detox reset. And then in this, you're also going to have some fun contests. You're going to be able to work with my friend Simone anytime that I've done media stuff, which is quite a bit. Simone's always been there for me. She's always making sure that I'm wearing the wardrobe that I should be. But she is giving one person a virtual wardrobe edit. She's going to go in, look at your closet, and you can do it through your computer, through your phone. If you are in our location, she's going to be there, whatever works for you. So you learn more about how to step in even deeper into now connecting with your clothes, and that you get to work with a professional. Also, another bonus, there are 7 slots that I'm opening up where you get an energy revitalize that's going to have a strategy session to it so that you step in even deeper into your detox in your ownership of each step that you're doing. And this is what helps you. It helps you when you work with me one-on-one, because that is where the special sauce is. I heard somebody say that the other day. I know it's been around for a while, but it's true. You just learn how to use that stuff that really gets you into that space of awareness. Also, what I love is that you get to have a ticket into my virtual, actually, no, it's not virtual, into my Energy Live Fit Retreat. And you get a ticket plus a friend, a buddy pass. And this is part of the bonus tonight, that if you step in and you are going through a recording, or if you are coming into it tonight, I want to make sure that you tell me that this is how you found out about the detox. Because if you have, then as a bonus, you actually get this, which is wonderful. So you get to spend time with me in the Sacramento area. It's beautiful. We're going to be spending the whole day together, 3-day step strategies where you really learn how to really implement everything. So you're going to learn through the detox, and you're going to learn how to go in even deeper, which is fabulous. So this is it. Samantha says, I've been working with Rhonda and getting into action and receiving great results. Before Rhonda, I was doing self-sabotage, not much life balance, and have learned to eat for my body. I would recommend Rhonda if you are ready for life balance, to lose weight, get into action, and ready to learn more about your own personal health journey. Tonight, you learned about your personal health journey. And right now, I want you to go in and grab your spot. It's a third of the cost of what the investment usually is. So it's $97 instead of $297. It's going to be available for you throughout the time that you're watching this video series. Well, not the video series, but our time together tonight. So if you're getting this in recording, you are going to have the option to be able to get in there for $97. So I welcome you in. Is this something that you are ready to spend 30 days, get into your phase 1 plan, kind of play around with it, enjoy your space? I think so. I really do. I think this is like, I've been doing this for 5 years with all the support of being in the industry for 17 years, plus really learning how important it is not just to eat good food for your body, but really understand what is good food for your body and what really is not working. And that's why we did this assessment, to figure out which one is going to work for you. So this is it. Are you ready? I want to see you on the other side at rhondaliebig.com/detox reset. You get it at the third of the cost. Go for it. If you're ready for change, just like the woman said, yes. And this is for men too, even though I had a woman picture. So let's step into it. I'm going to be doing it. I do it every single time that I nurture this space, because you're not going to feel extremely heavy in the head. You're going to allow each week to have a strategy that will flow through, along with the mindset coaching that you get and the energy that you get for each space of just total awareness of what's happening for you. All right, so I'll catch you on the other side. If this is for you, you have an insightful energy night.